guys, welcome to episode 13 of Dash and Holmesy Take Your Hearts. I'm one of your hosts, Dash, along with my co-host, Holmesy. Hello, Holmesy.
Hi, how are you? Thanks so much for having me here, dude.
Dude, we are 13 episodes in. Lucky number 13.
It's, looking back, it's actually gone faster than I realized. And looking at where I am in the game.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God.
So I've actually got to tell you, last episode I got the numbers wrong. Your first night of playing Persona 5 was actually 365 days on the 11th of March. So we're about 3 days ahead. So 600,
just over a year.
Yeah. We've hit just
Lord.
over a year now.
That's insane.
How does that feel?
Yeah, so to take a whole year to play a game is quite daunting. It's a commitment, absolutely. But I mean, if you got the free time, you could finish this game in a week. But you just need to have a lot of free time.
Oh yeah, definitely. I definitely agree with that, and that's something neither of us have at the moment.
No,
that's for sure. No,
definitely not.
But look, guys, if you didn't know, this is Dash and Holmesy Take Your Hearts. It's our tri-weekly book club inspired gaming podcast where Holmesy and I sit down and talk about the hottest titles out right now. We're currently playing Persona 5. We're diving into Holmesy's first playthrough and we're dissecting it as much as we can for you guys. If you have Persona 5, if you haven't played Persona 5, maybe you want to pick it up and follow along from episode 1. And by the way, I want to thank everybody who has listened to all the episodes across so far. We've hit 1,000 listens on 3 episodes now on SoundCloud, which is freaking incredible. So
that's insane.
Yeah, dude. So thank you so much to everybody who has listened to the podcast throughout the year. Thank you so much. But you can help us out by following us over on soundcloud.com/dashandholmesy, iTunes, Spotify, and other services where you can give us a cheeky 5-star rating. There it is. And also catch us exclusively every 3 weeks with our hungry family over at 8bit.net and now also on the revamped dashgamer.com. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, you can also head there actually by just typing dashandholmesy.com. It takes you straight there. So there you go.
Hell yeah.
Holmesy, the first question of the podcast. What date are you up to?
Up to the 20th of November.
Wow.
Which is it's a turning point. There's a lot that's happened on this date. It's been... Where did we get up to last time? Was I just at the start of Sae's Palace when we were in the last episode?
I think you may... Yeah, you did. You jumped into the next palace. And you said... you actually, hold on. You said that you hadn't jumped into the palace yet. You had just... Did you get past the... Did you get past... I don't think you even got past Akumura's date. Like his... after you take his heart and everything, and then after he pretty much...
we did, because I remember we spoke about him being shot by someone in the metaverse, and we didn't know who it was, and I said I was convinced that it was not a guy, because they kept saying who was he, and who did this, and I thought it might have been a girl.
Did you get up to his resolve date, though?
So I've been... yes, we did. Yeah, we spoke. I think we spoke about all that.
We spoke about that. We did. Okay, so that's where we're up to now. So, man, it feels like an eternity ago for me.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah.
Okay, so we know basically that he had a mental shutdown. That's right, we did speak about that. So we had his mental shutdown. Basically, now we're up to the part where Sae Niijima is the next the next palace.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me your impressions. What is going on right now?
So, see now, it's all coming back to me now.
Yeah.
I coincidentally, based on what we're about to talk about, everything's coming back to me right now.
Yeah.
Because I remember saying, and you didn't say anything in the last episode because I wasn't sure which palace we were going to be going into.
Right.
But you told me I was going to enjoy it. So I do now know that we're in the palace that we are in at the start of the game, which is very, very cool to kind of go through and do all of that again.
Yeah.
Sae's palace is a casino, which is sick. It's insanely colorful. It looks amazing. It's a pleasure to be in. It's an entirely different approach to the other palaces that we've been through again.
Yeah.
I've already finished the palace. I'm already at the other end. This is just like the best kind of snowball effect right now. Everything is just happening like one after the other. It's crazy.
Yeah. Give me your thoughts on the palace as well.
Less distorted than all the other ones, in my opinion. Like it's a casino, and it's just this is the space. This is where we are. We're in a casino. It's just laid out not exactly as you would expect, but the way that they depict the rooms and where you go, it's so much less distorted. I think the most distorted part really is when you're on a giant roulette wheel, and that's about it. Everything else is just, it's a room. You're in a casino. You're in like a dice roll game area. You're in a casino like slap bet room, like all that kind of stuff. It is true to words a casino all the way through until the end.
Yeah, you gave away something right there, which means you have actually passed this palace completely now, which was the part where you said that you're on a roulette, which is basically the end of the whole palace, the boss battle. So tell me about like going through this palace. You would have experienced some puzzles and everything that essentially did you run into any for me personally, the one thing I remember about this palace specifically is running into like roadblocks, essentially, like trying to find stuff.
Did you just say Roblox?
Roadblocks. God. The one that got me stumped hard was the switches on the wall with like orange and green and all that stuff.
Oh, the red, yellow, green, blue ones?
The placement of those things, man, that really fucked me up. How'd you go about those?
So I found two of them. Oh, I found one of them that I needed to by accident. Actually, I found two of them by accident. One of them I needed, the other one I didn't. There was two that like you just kind of didn't need. I think it was like blue and green ones, and then the red and yellow ones you did need, or something along those lines. But the one that I didn't, the one that took me the longest to find, because the other ones I just kind of found by exploring, because I'm very much a search every nook and cranny kind of person.
Yeah.
The one I missed was when you first go into that area, and there's that linear corridor, the red one on the left on the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
And I walked straight past it every time, and then I was like, okay, I really need to just go, like, comb this place. And I went right back to the start, and then I started walking, and I was like, what was it? Oh my god, it's right there. I've walked past this like 20 times.
Yeah,
so,
same. I did the exact same thing. And I was stuck there for like over an hour, like, the fuck is this switch?
Oh, man. It was a little bit, it wasn't as tedious as I expected, I think, because of the way that I play games. Some of it was just found accidentally and made things so much easier. It was a lot less back and forth, but that one was tucked. Oh, it was hidden in plain sight.
So tell me your thoughts now on it being first of all, tell me your deep thoughts now of it being Sae Niijima's palace, first of all, that you had to go into. Second of all, Makoto's feelings about going into the palace and your reaction to that, and also who kind of initiated this and how it was laid out. Because the first thing was, I mentioned last episode, was you're not going to be able to be in control of being able to jump in and jump out of the palace this time. Basically, it was, you're going to have to wait and pretty much follow somebody's lead. So go ahead, give us the spiel, because I know you've been waiting.
So there are a couple of, because so much has just happened. Like, I've just stopped playing before the pod now, so my head is filled with so much new information.
Yeah.
But between the last palace and this one, we now acquire AKECHI as one of our protagonists for the team, which is awesome because his persona is fucking sick. Robin Hood looks so cool. He gets almighty damage, which is not strong against anything else, but not weak against anything too, so it just can't be blocked, but doesn't do incredible amounts of damage.
Yeah.
His character looks awesome. It's really cool to finally get him in the team, although we learn a bit more about him later. The thing that was different, like the most different about this, though, was that you couldn't just... Every single other calling card we put through has been, you put the calling card in, and then depending on how quickly you finish the palace, you've either got, like... You're either putting it down the day before, like, your due date, and then it's just next day as everything happens. Or, like, with Futaba's one that I did, for example, I finished Futaba's one with, like, over a week left, and so Futaba needed to rest for about an entire week, which is kind of silly. But with this one, you get given a predetermined date to do the calling card, so everything ties up nice and neat with how the story's meant to unfold. And I found it a little different. I kind of noticed as time went by that AKECHI was sort of assuming the role of commanding the team. Right. At one point, there was so much that he was leading as opposed to our character. More of that kind of comes to fruition later, though, as well, which is interesting. Yeah.
So tell me as well about actually having, like, Makoto being convincing Makoto to go into the palace. There's a different path on each kind of gameplay of that one. Like, how was Makoto's attitude about going into her sister's palace on that?
Wait, are there alternate ways to go through that? Is there?
No, there's not. But the story depends on your choices beforehand. Apparently, like, there's a different way she reacts to it. So how was Makoto's reaction towards it?
From what I recall, I don't think she was super opposed to the whole thing. Like, she was, I think, there's somebody else's like Haru's one was a little bit actually she knew it had to be done. I think Makoto's when I can't remember the exact dialogue now, but it didn't seem as I don't think there was as much resistance to going into her palace as I expected. There was just a lot of conflict that you see from her when you're actually in the palace instead.
Yeah.
Like she's constantly reflecting on how her sister is and like what she's doing and like changing her sister's heart. So I think she's glad that she's doing, it seems like she's glad that she's doing what she's doing because she knows it needs to be done, but it's also her family. So it's probably quite hard to be like changing your family's heart for the better as well. She also, I guess, disappointed that her sister has a palace as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember. Maybe I'll ask you because obviously it's still fresh in your mind. Who was the one who found out? Did Makoto find out that her sister had a palace beforehand? And she's like, I did check if my sister had a palace. I think she said something like that. It
is, yeah. I can't remember the dialogue. I think we're in Senpai's place at the time, or like we're talking to Makoto, or we're having like a meeting or something, and she says like, my sister has a palace. Like she found out whether it was by accident or like she stumbled across it, but she knew that her sister had a palace, and because of the path that she was taking to, I guess, take down the Phantom Thieves, we had to change her heart to, I guess, not do that, or like, see reason.
Yeah.
Because she's basically just been distorted. Her desires have been distorted by, I guess their father's death, but also the task that's given to her by the SIU director to like they won't accept failure.
Yeah.
There's so much that's kind of caused her to just like completely go off track, and we kind of need to step in and do our Phantom Thieves thing.
I want to jump back to the structure of this palace as well. The structure of it obviously having different floors to go to, like different casino rooms and everything. And the one cool aspect of this was obviously her cognition is life is a game, and she's trying to win it in a way, and so is her job. She's trying to win at her job as much as she can. That's obviously how serious she takes her job. She like takes it to the point where this is a game to her and she's trying to win. And I love the part where you get to I think it's the third floor, where the game room is, and like there's a big wall in front of it, and then you have to leave the palace and go to the court and have a sit down with her, and she sees her cognition changes and lets all the players in. So that was interesting to see as well, because I part of me was wondering, like, is she going to be suspicious about us just suddenly turning up, like all of us together turning up to be in this place for no particular reason? Like it was just sort of like we turned up at the courthouse for like a hearing for no particular reason, but I guess Makoto sort of disguises that a little bit. Like she says like, hey, I'm going to turn up for a hearing, like I'm going to come along and watch. Given that she's like a detective, or like she's a public prosecutor, would have thought she may have been, part of me thought she might have been a little bit more intuitive, or like clued into the fact like, Phantom Thieves, I have suspicions about my sister. Why is my sister here with all these people from the school? But I guess she didn't really clue into all that because I assume because she's so focused on her current case, she's not really worried about like what she's doing. But that's enough to change her cognition and let us into the I guess like management, isn't the management room, or like the final room in her palace, like getting up to the tippy top. Yeah, the manager's floor or something like that. I think something like that. Yeah. Which once again, awesome. That they kind of doing that kind of deal, like because there's obvious levels in like a court. Where some people cannot access if you don't have like in I believe this is mainly like Japanese court or something, because like Supreme Court and all this other stuff. If you don't have the appropriate level of access, like a judge, like a barrister's pin or something like that, you can't access some floors. So then to actually do that in the game and say this is a casino that you can't access this floor because you're not this level member or anything like that, to me was like, man, they're gone really in depth in thinking of how court plays and how a casino would play and how that kind of meshes together in a way. It's so cool in like a cognitive world to design that. And design wise.
I liked that Sae also didn't have a distorted cognition of people as well. Right. I guess it's like it also, so many other palaces have like these warped ideas of what other people look like. It's not Kaneshiro. Is it Kaneshiro? Is it the guy, the greedy guy, Kaneshiro?
The money
Guy.
Big guy.
Yeah, that's Kaneshiro. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. His palace, like he perceives people as ATMs.
Yes. Yeah.
Like stuff like that, and like she. Clearly, there's still part of her, obviously, you know, she truly sees people as people, which is really cool, but there's just like so much else. It's more that her distortion is around the environment she's in, not the people that are in it. I thought that was really good, I guess, to see that part of her is still, you know, part of her mind is still in the right place, but it's just where she is that she has that perception about. So she's not as bad as, obviously, some of the other people that we've confronted in the past.
Hi, Gory72. Thank you so much for the follow. Thank you so much for coming. Good to see that you just beat Sae Niijima's Palace. I hope now, because I'm about to say spoiler warning, because we're about to jump a little bit here, because I'm about to ask Holmesy a big question.
Absolutely, yeah. If spoilers, yeah, go.
Yeah. So now, Holmesy, what is the last thing that's happened right now, as soon as you just jumped off? Because I saw that you were playing, so what was the last thing that you saw?
Oof, are we actually...
We're going to jump forward a little bit. Because I know that you got a shit ton of notes that you said you've written.
Okay. Yeah. So this is I don't have a sound effect I can play that says spoiler warning, but yeah, very big spoiler warning. So the last thing that we've done is faked our death, and we've turned up in Sujiro's place, and we've just turned back up again after being quote unquote dead, and Sae just dropped us off prior, and then said to Sujiro, you know, keep him safe. And then everyone's there like waiting for me to come up while I turn up, and yeah, so our cognitive version of ourself, the I guess the illusion version of ourself, the cognitive version of us has died, and then we are still alive and kicking, which is kind of goddamn.
What were your thoughts going through it? Because I remember mine were like, the fuck is going on? I'm like, what? This can't be happening. I'm like, I'm playing as Joker and he's just dead. And then all of a sudden they kind of give it away. But it's like, what were your thoughts when this was happening?
Well, I thought that was it. Like, I thought, like, you know, okay, this is where the game ends and there might be like more that unfolds. But then, no big deal about spoiler. Don't hear me complaining. All good, Gory. I saw that happen, and at first I was pretty shocked. I didn't really know, like, we died so quickly, like everything just happened. I was like, oh, okay. Well, you know, Sae's fight for me wasn't that challenging, so I kind of thought, you know, I don't think that was the end of the game per se, but I know you also told me there's ways that the game can end early, or you can kind of like finish the game but not finish the game, so I thought maybe I made the wrong choices. As time went by, though, at least to my understanding, I realized that because of the drugs that we've been given by the interrogators, and as we go by, there's a constant reference to these memories that we can't recall. As time went by, there was so much that was unexplained. Like, I didn't understand. Like, I was thinking to myself, like, when I realized we'd faked our death, I was thinking to myself, during my playthrough, when did I ever have these conversations with these people? Aside from small things like Akechi picking up on Morgana talking and stuff like that.
Did you know that? Like, did you pick up on that at all?
Not in the first time I went through, no. But then when they repeated it 2 or 3 times, I was like, son of a bitch. He knew about us talking. Yeah, okay. And then, yeah, as time went by, I realized that because we never relived some of these memories that we're having right now, because what we're playing is technically a recount of the story that we can recall to tell Sae.
Correct.
And some of those things were skipped. Then as the drugs wear off, we start recalling all these different things about planting bugs in Akechi's phone.
Yeah.
Talking to Morgana about the fact that we suspect Akechi, and the fact he can hear Morgana. He's clearly someone that's gonna sell us out, and he's a persona user.
Yeah.
So many things fall into place after those drugs wear off, and it just explains why so much had been skipped during the playthrough. So many integral parts to the story that were just missing. And as more and more unfolded, I was like, oh my fucking god, there's a lot that's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
How do you feel now, like, a whole year of playing this game now, and all this shit that's happened right now is like it's like a ticking bomb has happened, and it's just exploded, and a lot of stuff that's happened has now just been thrown back in your face, essentially, in this one moment, like this whole one moment. And by the way, you mentioned like the game having different endings. So luckily, you made a couple right choices, because the ending to one of the games, I can tell you now, was actually you getting shot and the game ending.
Okay.
So
I didn't sell out my friends, so
Yes.
I know that was a choice. There was a lot of choices there to sell out my friends, and I wasn't sure what to do because it's like I trust Sae, and do I just tell her because like that's the right thing to do? And then I thought no. The plan originally, which I didn't recall making, was that we let myself get caught.
Yes.
And like that was supposed to happen as time went by, and like that gets played out, and I was like, okay, thank God I didn't sell them out. So it turns out that us getting caught and turned in was intentional the entire time.
Yes.
So basically been acting through that whole invasion into the palace, the whole infiltration, which is crazy.
Yeah.
There's a lot that played out during that.
Oh man.
I'm still in the middle of it. My PS4 is sleeping right now, and like because I haven't been able to save, I have to restart. Like I have to turn my PS4 back on after this and keep going.
Yeah.
So I can get to a new save point.
I love it. Like now, So obviously, it was all explained to you as well why they had to choose Sae Niijima's palace as the place to kind of catch Akechi in the act. Because Sae Niijima's distortion of reality, or her cognition, I should say, of reality is not as distorted as other people's or other shadows, palaces that you've had to enter. It was more like they had to choose a place that was like a casino. They had to choose the underground because it wasn't it was part of the cognitive world, but it wasn't necessarily part of her palace. So the surrounding area was still the same. Nothing was so distorted that Akechi wouldn't have figured out where he was.
He didn't pick up on the fact that it was actually the distortion or like the metaverse that we were in.
Yeah. And also the fun thing was the phone. The phone was what led Akechi back into the metaverse in the underground. Because if you didn't give one of the choices was to, like you said, sell out your friends or give her the phone. You gave her the phone, and when that red hue went off and led him into the metaverse version of the underground, he did like Yusuke said in the bar. The Joker was pretty much sitting in that room alone and waiting for Sae Niijima to come and collect.
Yeah.
It was so good.
So there's two different events going on pretty much at the same time. There's real world where Sae is going to collect him and take him out, and then there's the metaverse world where Akechi is shooting you in the head.
Yes.
And killing the guard. So there's two things happening, because I didn't quite get it at first. I'm like, how is she going back and collecting me, but he's also in there shooting me at the same, and like the one of the guards standing outside is like, Akechi can't turn up right now, but in the metaverse he's in the exact same space shooting me and leaving. So it's just so much is going on. The only thing I don't get, or the only thing I haven't seen the explanation for, is how he made a fake me.
It's a shadow.
It's just a shadow, yeah?
It's a shadow. And
is that part of like Sae's cognition? Like she conjures that? Okay,
yes, correct. Because she's been told now who is there, and she knows who's there. It's because it's part of Sae Niijima's cognition as well, and she knows you're there because she's been interrogating you in the real world. She thinks you're still there in the cognitive world as well.
Yeah.
So you're still there. A cognitive shadow version of you, you're still there. So launching Akechi into the cognitive world basically has him there. He jumps into the cognitive world, shoots. The thing is, if the alternative ending, one of them was getting shot, if you didn't show the phone and you walked in, it was still the real world.
And he actually shoots you, right?
The same cutscene plays out,
but you are done. Yeah.
He kills the real guard and he kills the real you.
Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah, also Gory72. I also wanted to punch the fiance's lights out when I saw him in the car with Haru. I was like, why are you here still? Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so tell me now, what were your feelings when seeing the cutscene play out until kind of like the end where you see Ryuji kind of like give that grin like, we did it, or something like that, when he says that. Oh, it was so good though. But yeah, what were your feelings when you first saw when you saw him getting shot and everything? Tell me.
Well, there's a lot of misdirection, obviously, up until a certain point. When it went through and did like I thought it might have been intentional and that we actually did die at first. So he dies, or we die.
Yeah.
Did a bit of a sad. I don't feel like as emotionally attached to this game as some other games I've played, but I was pretty sad to see our character die. As it went through and like there was the cuts to all our different friends from the team, like hearing about us dying, it was crazy to see all of them reacting in like their different ways. But the one thing I noticed was none of them were actually crying.
Yeah.
I wasn't too sure whether it was like, is there a reason that they're not like completely like broken down crying kind of thing? Is like, you're close to all of them for so long, and then you see Ryuji start smiling. He's just like, we actually, we did it or whatever.
Yeah.
Clearly they know what's going on, that it was meant to happen. Poor Sujiro though doesn't know what's going on until like the very end. It's just like he sees that we've died on TV, and then moments later Sae's like, hey, I'm gonna come drop him off, he's alive, just no time to explain, just take the boy. Yeah. It was just a roller coaster of emotions, but in a good way. Very, very good way. I was glad to see that we're still alive. I'm so glad we didn't get the bad ending. I would have been probably quite
this would have been the last
disappointed if I'd
episode.
gotten the bad ending. Yeah.
Not really. They bounce you back basically to the last save point, which is essentially right before that, which is good. So you could have seen both.
So you can do the bad ending, and then it's like, okay, you may have fucked up, dog. Do you want to go back? Do they give you that option?
They do. But the thing is, right, that still would have spoiled it a little bit for you. It would have been like, fuck, that's just spoiled
That's
it.
bad, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm glad that you got through perfectly. This is great because you still like, now that you've gone through the first one, there is still one more fake ending, and it's a choice kind of deal again. But when you get there, you'll get there. We'll talk about that when you get there. So give me your feelings and thoughts right now on now getting up to the point that you're at now.
Well, I'm really happy to see the SIU director die, because he's a royal prick.
Yep.
Has been orchestral in so much shit, but at the same time, I'm so satisfied that we've been playing them this whole time. Like they've been thinking that they're the ones guiding us and getting us to do what they want us to do.
Yes.
And it turns out that we've been playing the one that they were using to play us.
Mm-hmm.
So super stoked about the misdirection on misdirection, but I really want fucking Shido. I can't believe this whole time, like, I didn't realize how orchestral he was in the whole thing, and the fact
it's
that like
starting to come together.
I didn't know though. Like, I didn't think he was gonna be. He seemed important.
Yeah.
But like, I didn't know how important, and the fact that we bumped into him in that set, like I think the second palace we do after Madarame's palace or something, we're in like that restaurant eating like really, really nice food, and then he bumps into Ryuji and he's like, what the hell, man? Mm-hmm. And he's the guy, and we don't even realize it until now. Like, after so much time, now we realize what role he's played in all of this, and he's been like, he's the top down guy this whole time, at least to my knowledge. Who knows? Yep. It's been the principal, then it's been the SIU, then it's been AKECHI, then it's been Shido. There's been like this hierarchy being slowly revealed, and I almost wonder whether at the very end there's going to be someone above Shido that we don't know about, who's going to be, the true shitstorm guy. So we'll find out soon, I'm sure.
Orchestral is a really great word to describe it, because he is orchestral to what happens from this point forward, like till the end game, basically. But yeah, holy shit. What have you now figured out going forward? Like, obviously you figured out going forward what's going to be happening now. Tell me a little bit about what you thought may have happened previously. Now that you know Goro Akechi is kind of like the asshole of what's happened, like, within your group, of he's kind of what the cause of getting captured or trying to be captured, and then you guys were outsmarted him, basically. Did you think that Akechi would have been a mainstay with the group after this, or? I
actually thought, I at one point for most of it, thought that he was going to be someone staying, particularly because he had a persona. Yes. That was the thing that got me thinking, like, this is it. Like, we're gonna reveal everything. Akechi's gonna be a good guy. Sae's gonna stay with us, and she's gonna release us, and we're gonna go out and like find the real culprit, and we're gonna team up and fuck someone's shit up. And then to see him turn around and be the one that's backstabbing us this whole time, that one thing, like the core part of all of this that's just kept you like, I guess, under the, like, behind the curtain the whole time about like what's going on, is those memories you didn't have. Like, if you were told those memories right from the get-go, or if you lived them through the game, you'd know what's going on, and you'd have suspicions about Akechi. I don't remember seeing them until the end of this whole thing, when we get we start to become more conscious after the drugs. So I don't know, I'm kind of sad that Akechi's a bad guy, but I'm also really glad too, because he's had such an up and down character throughout the entire game.
Yeah.
It's I'm surprised.
One thing that still remains unanswered is the Black Mask. So one thing I would have asked is, are you any closer to figuring out who that may be?
I thought that was Akechi. I thought Akechi was the guy that killed Okumura when he was in the palace. Isn't that Akechi? That's Akechi, right?
Have you figured that out?
Hey?
Have you figured that out?
Well, we haven't figured it out per se. Like, there's nothing that's turned around and said, like, yes, it's definitely them. But, like, I think someone says, or someone in the game made the assumption that was him, and so I figured that was the case. Someone said something about Akechi being the one that killed Okumura. That being said, now that you're saying that, thinking about it, Akechi was outside of the metaverse when the SIU director died. So someone else is obviously in the metaverse killing people because he died while Akechi was doing other stuff. So someone else is in the metaverse doing things, but I don't know who.
So you may or may not think it's Akechi.
I mean, right now I'm under the impression that the person that shot Okumura's shadow and killed Okumura in the real world was Akechi. That's my impression, at least.
Okay.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, Haru, her attitude towards the Phantom Thieves. I don't think we really touched on this or covered this after her father's death. How did you expect her reaction to be towards the Phantom Thieves? Did you expect her to kind of be cold towards them and like almost back off completely, or?
Yeah, well, she had a lot of, I guess, like, there's a lot of positive intent behind her character, and I was kind of surprised to see that, particularly because she was a bit reluctant to join us in the first place, based off of Morgana's kind of, planting the seed on being like, we're like, fuck them, and obviously, Morgana comes back to us and stuff, but, she's so new to the whole thing, and she sees all this stuff. The only thing, at first I thought, we're trying to help her out and do the right thing, and, sway Okumura to, change his heart and be a good person. And then he dies. The only thing that made me think that she would realize that we are still good people and someone else has done it is all the past palaces. And she gains understanding of how the palace works. She sees us confident in how it all works. And we've got past examples of 5 palaces saying, like, we've changed all these different hearts in the exact same way and none of them died. We've done this one and he's died. We didn't do it. We haven't done something different. Someone else has changed something. So she's obviously got a lot of trust in these people. Like, she's got a lot of trust in the team. I just didn't expect that to develop so quickly for a character. Yeah. Because I thought she was gonna kind of like, after having her dad die and us interfering, be like, fuck you guys, I'm out. But she didn't, so that was nice.
Yeah, because it would only be natural for her to do that, assuming that it was actually the Phantom Thieves and her fault, basically, that her father had died. But pretty much kind of scaled out that she was smart enough not to know that it wasn't, their fault, which is good. My next question would be, we'll go into some of the regulars. So, how is have you leveled up Sojiro at all? Have you been?
I'm still working on that, man. I need max kindness, and I've been trying my best. I've been going to the flower shop to do stuff. I've been giving my plant my nutrients and all that stuff. I've been reading books. Yeah. I've got maximum knowledge and maximum proficiency. Nice. Everything else is level 4. So I'm very close.
You're building that stuff up. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I've been working on it, so I'm trying my best to get it all out there. Sae is confidant level 10. Yep. So now I can create Satan, which is kind of crazy. So I would very much like to create Satan. That. Hey,
create Satan.
Create Satan in the game. I'm quite keen to check that out.
Nice.
So I'm just reading my notes here as well.
That's all right.
See what
Please
I've got,
go for
anything else that I've done.
That's what I was going to ask you. So give me some of your heavy notes that you've written, because you said that you've written some heavy notes. So give them to me.
I say I've got a lot of notes. I had a lot of notes about things I've leveled up, and now looking through these, we've spoken about so much already. I did notice in this palace, because I started playing this game yesterday on my day off. I actually took today off anyway. And I've been playing it during the day too.
Took the 2 days off to play Persona 5.
2 days off, yeah, just a little bit. But I played the game today, and from yesterday until today, my character's gone up like 8 levels. I went from 44 to 52 in that whole time.
Wow.
And I'm not used to the character leveling that quickly, but I think because of the abilities that I have, and also Akechi being pretty powerful, it's helped me get a lot of experience defeating enemies that should be stronger than me. Yeah. I'm also playing this on easy, so that kind of helps too. Yeah. I Oh, I finished the Big Bang Burger. I ate the last Big Bang Burger. So I've done that whole thing now, which gave me like a shit ton of I got +3 in everything, proficiency maxed out during that as well, which is crazy. So like that helped out a ton.
Nice.
But yeah, everything's just been leveling really fast. And in Sae's Palace, there were heaps of those the treasure demons.
Yeah, the treasure demons. Yeah,
tons of those around. So like I got as many of those as I could. Like every time I went in, I'd go back, and if I found a new demon, I'd go back and infuse it with someone, and then go back out and having to find another one. So, it was pretty full on. There was a lot happening at in that time for like leveling. It was really good.
So I'll explain why you're leveling up quite fast. Basically, what it is now I explained that you're in the final arc. You're near the end game is what's happening, and now you're going to need as much leveling up as you can, because what you're about to run into now is something you haven't run into before in prior palaces and prior shadows and all that kind of stuff. Just letting you know that you're still a bit away. You're still a bit a ways from the end game. So
I thought I was there. I thought I was at this is like nearly it. So I kept
You're
playing.
nearly there. Like you will. Okay. So my follow up will be: have you been grinding mementos?
I got 2 more things left to do at the moment. There's. I can't remember the names of them now. There's 2 that are like question marks. I'm down to the last area of mementos now, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But I haven't got any. I just did a level B. I completed a level B one, but I haven't gotten any level A ones given to me yet. So.
Have you been following a map of mementos?
I mean, I've just seen it going down. I think I'm at like there's like different blocks. I think I'm like
the thing is, you got different rooms, like it's in different level rooms with different names to them.
Yeah.
So depending on what level you are, so like every level of mementos that goes down changes and everything, and it gets longer and longer each room basically.
Yeah.
I should ask if you can describe what you see right now off the top of your head in mementos. I probably would be able to gauge where you are and tell you where.
I get the feeling that mementos is just cognitive hell. Basically,
yeah, it is, yeah.
Because the further you go down, I mean, like the obviously I know like the chains that you hear as the Reaper is down there, but the further you go down, like now I'm in this area where there's like bones lining the walls and stuff, and like ladders made out of bones and all this kind of stuff. So, I'm pretty sure that the meta, like the where we are, it's cognitive hell.
Okay.
At least that's my impression of it, because the further we go down, the shitter it gets.
You're gonna be surprised when you
get the bottom?
When you get to, the bottom. You can call it the bottom, I guess.
I'm intrigued.
So, yeah. Well, definitely when you get to, quote-unquote, the bottom, I think you're definitely going to be surprised. And it's really going to touch... You know what? Shit. With recent events that have been happening in the news lately, which I won't touch on too much, but you probably can gauge what I'm talking about when I say that, especially in Australia. This really does... strike a nerve, because I even said it to you when I gave you the game as well. I said I want you to think about what's happening in the political world when you play this, because I think it's going to touch like a little bit of because at the time I picked it up and started playing it. Donald Trump was just elected as president of the United States.
What a cool guy.
Yeah, I know, right? So it kind of resonated of what was going on a little bit. So, and I think that's what's going to happen now with Shido and everything else that's about to happen as well. I think pretty much you're going to sit there going. And I want you to keep in mind as well, this game was developed and written in 2000, and was written in 2011, started development in 2012. So keep that in mind as well.
All right.
Yeah. So now I'll ask you. I'll ask you first. Any other notes that you have?
Let's see. I've spoken about the memories.
Yep.
One thing I thought was really cool was fighting Thor.
Oh, yeah.
That was sick. I mean, I fucking romped him because I managed to get a persona in that palace that helped out, because he used... he had like a really big physical attack.
Yes.
And I found one that repelled physical damage.
Yeah.
So I hit him with like curse damage or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he charged up like this megaton raid attack or whatever. And then he hits me with it, and I reflect like 525 damage. I beat him in 2 turns.
Yes.
With my own damage, he romped like all of his health himself, and then I hit him once more and it was done. And
I love hearing that.
The same with the first 2 fights too. Like they were all physical, or most of them were physical damage ones, or really, really weak. So
Best.
That whole challenging bit, like that puzzle bit, like that you're supposed to do, those 3 fights were like a walk in the park. It was
Fucking
super
awesome.
easy.
I gave you the clip. I'll ask you. I gave you the clip of the Reaper fight.
Yeah.
Did you happen to catch any of that?
I didn't watch all of it, but all I wanted to do was see what he looked like. I don't want to actually see the fight. I just wanted to get an idea of what he is like visually. Yeah. He's really small. I thought he was gonna be like I thought he was gonna be depicted a bit larger,
bigger.
But, yeah. That's he does look quite cool. He can take some damage though. Like I did see at least like a couple of attacks on him, and like he's taken like 400 or 500 damage hits and like not really losing much health. So
that's right. Are you gonna try and do the Reaper battle?
Once I finish the game, I think I don't know that I'm gonna jump into a new game plus on this anytime soon. But if I ever did, I think I'd do it just because of going through and trying to defeat him just for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Because you can get into mementos. You know, you can probably fight. I'm pretty sure you can fight him first level of mementos, right? Like if you stand still long enough, he'll come out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think if anything, if I really wanted to, I'd new game plus it through to the mementos and then just wait for him to come out and give it a go. But I know you need to be like quite up there.
So my advice is keep a save file because I want to encourage you to jump into New Game Plus just for something that I'm not going to tell you just yet. We'll touch on that once again at a later date.
I think I might have read something by accident about a different boss that's around for a New Game Plus. Maybe.
Do you know who?
I don't know who. No, I don't. No. I didn't want to read too much, but I saw that if you do New Game Plus, there's another boss you can fight, like
there sure is.
A boss, like someone cool.
Yeah.
So
it is really cool.
How far do you just without telling me too much? How far do you need to go to get that boss?
Not far.
Oh damn. Okay.
Like honestly, probably like the first half an hour of the game.
Fuck. Okay. All right. Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. Maybe we'll do that then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, another thing I did really tiny. I got I bought new outfits because I didn't realize you could do that. I say I bought them. I got the free ones.
Nice.
There's like Christmas outfits and shit. It's sick. It's so cool. And I got the vinyl for Morgana's car form too. So
nice.
All my characters are all like kitted out in Christmas gear at the moment. It's hilarious.
Love it. It's so good, isn't it? I wanted to pick up some of the like they had some of the old Persona costumes as well, costume sets on sale on the PlayStation Network, so I might pick those up so you can play you can get the music, the background music and the costumes of like Persona 1, 2, 3, 4, so I might actually grab those.
See that, yeah, that's paid stuff, I guess, so I didn't worry about any of that, but yeah, it looks...
I think it's like $2 for the whole thing though, so...
It's not too bad.
Yeah, I might pick it up, yeah. So, let's jump into some of the regular questions again.
Favorite character is still Sojiro.
So it's still Sojiro.
I'm just gonna preempt. I know that's usually the first. Yeah. That's the routine first question. Yeah, it's still Sojiro. He's my boy. He's good.
Confidant growth.
I still can't get him any further because
no, not Sojiro. I'm talking like everybody. Have you got any confidant growth in anybody?
Yeah, so I've moved up. I can't do Makoto's because of charm, which I've been working on too. I've got the baths and stuff so you can raise my charm. I've raised up Oya's, Mishima's, who else? I'm just trying to think of who else I've been talking to. I've raised a few. There's been a few that have gone up. I'm just trying to work on the ones that I have kind of been neglecting or not really like looking at leveling up. Yeah. Because particularly when I go to fuse personas, like I'll do it and then I'll realize like, oh, I get no boosts for that because I haven't spoken to the person who the confidant is.
Yes.
I just want to romance as many characters in the game as possible, honestly. That's it. Oh, and Takeme? Is it Takemi?
Takemi.
Yeah, her as well. I've also been working on her. She went up like 2 levels.
My God, look at this guy trying to get the doctor.
We're just gonna like it's romance run. We're just gonna romance everyone the entire game.
Tell me the news.
I've got a bad case of romance in you.
Oh my God.
We've already got An, so we romance everybody else, and then we'll be good.
Did you end up trying to go to the church?
Nah, I haven't done that yet. I don't know.
Okay.
Every time I look at doing it, I'm like, nah, there's other stuff I got to do. More important things.
There are so many things that, like, honestly, could tell you that you're probably missing a little bit, but I want to tell you if you've missed them at the end. Yeah. And that's fine.
New Game Plus.
Yeah, another year of going through it.
No, not another year. No, thank you.
Oh, man. So we talked about your let's talk about your guts, your proficiency, your charm, your social stats and everything. So how have they been going?
Everything knowledge and proficiency are 5 now. I mentioned them earlier.
And everything's number 4.
Everything else is sitting on 4, but I think my charm has got to be close to going up now because I've been doing so much to raise it. Even like reading books. I've just turned in books from the library. I tried to return the DVD earlier on, and they told me I had a late fee of 67,000 yen. So I'm never hiring a DVD from there again because I very much forgot about it. And
how long did you keep it for?
I forgot about it. So they told me that was the fee, and then I said like, I left like a ... as my response, and they're just like, look, this is the first time. We'll let you off with this one, but don't forget to bring your next one back if you rent one. I was like, okay, no worries. Would you like to hire a DVD? No, and I left.
Boy,
because like I'll forget again. I don't want to pay that late fee. Bugger that.
I'm doing my playthrough at the moment where I tried to platinum the game, and I'm just like kind of like, yeah, whatever. This is just not happening. And I have had a book on me for like since the start of the game.
Oh, the books are okay because that's the library. Like, that's the library doesn't charge you anything. The DVDs are the ones that charge you stuff. I didn't even realize.
I'm kind of worried about returning the book in case the librarian turns around and goes, "Oh, how long have you had this book for?" Just in case.
I thought that too. I had mine for ages and I returned it because I did like a rental run kind of thing.
Oh, really?
And I returned my library book and I returned the DVD. And the library book, they were like, "Whatever. What do you want next?" And the DVD store, they're like, money. So library's fine, but DVDs they don't like that. They don't like you leaving. I got a video game console too, which I didn't realize was your stats as well.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. So like, have you been playing that?
I have, yeah, because there was one of them that raised my guts. I think for like a gambling game or something like Goemon Gamble Goemon, some game like that.
How's that been going? Like, what kind of games have you been playing on that?
I just did that one. I haven't played the other ones yet.
Wait, yeah. So the Goemon one.
Yeah, so I only got that. There's also a book I can read that increases my skill playing video games. So I think it's easier to win mini games in the games or something like that. Yeah. So, I got to dive into that as well. But there's just lots of little things I'm kind of tidying up. But I'm in such an integral part of the game now. My head's just like, who cares? Finish the game.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you now, what do you expect? So who do you expect, and what do you expect the next palace to be?
Yeah, so, I mean, it can't be, really, from what we've been told over and over and over again, it can't be AKECHI's palace because AKECHI has a persona. If you have a persona, you don't have a palace.
Right.
That being said, we do here, because we've bugged AKECHI's phone during the end parts of the game, and because of AKECHI's confidence in the fact that everything is done and dusted, he verbally, he straight out calls out Shido's name on the phone, and so because we've bugged his phone, or AKECHI's phone, because we've bugged AKECHI's phone, we know we now know the person's name, and because we're still technically alive, we know who to go after next. So I'm pretty sure the final palace is going to be Shido's palace because we know who it is. The only thing we're going to have to find out, I guess, is like the keyword to get into his palace, like what kind of location and all that sort of stuff. He's But they're obviously very confident that everything's done and dusted because AKECHI's talking about, like, don't worry about killing the other people in the persona, like in the Phantom Thieves, because without their leader, they're spineless. They're like a team with no backbone. And then he's like, kill the cat too, and he's like, oh, the cat can't be that threatening. It's just a cat. So clearly they think everything's done and dusted. So I think it's going to be a case of catching them very much off guard. And that'll be a pretty key role in triggering his treasure to appear when we send him a calling card. That calling card's probably gonna fuck them up because they'll be like, didn't we kill you? So I'm excited to see that. I can see that last part of the game playing out, but I'm just keen to see how.
So let's play a little bit of fantasy football in terms of creativity as well. Let's get a little bit creative. What let's just say that you've kind of assumed now that it is Shido's palace. What do you expect it to be? Because we've had a bank, we've had like an actual palace, I guess, like Kamoshida's palace. We've had what else have we had? We've had a bank, we've had a palace, we've had a museum, we've had
casino.
Yep. What do you expect?
Spaceship.
Yep. What would you think? Like off the top of your head, if you were to place his palace into anything, what would it be, you reckon?
Oh, jeez. I don't even, like, because we don't know anything about his character. Like, even then, like, Sae is almost a cognition of where she works, but...
That's why it's fun to play this.
we haven't seen anything about this guy. Like, I have nothing to go off to say, like, this is what I expect. Like, he's clearly very power hungry. Like, I think he's obviously very comfortable with killing people too. I don't know, whether he's gonna be like something like, oh, actually no, not like, it wouldn't be hell, because like that's what I think Mementos is, but like, I don't even know. I can't think, because there's nothing I have to go off of about. Like, I know how he is. Like, he's just a power hungry fuckhead.
Okay,
so they get control over everything.
That's fine. Okay, that's fine. I guess they're gonna start playing into you. Like, once you get through, you won't even know it until it hits you. Like, honestly, that's how good they get you with this palace. You won't know. It's so good. Yeah. Oh man, it's so good. All right. Anything else you want to tell me about what you've been up to in the game or anything?
Only small thing really is I was a big fan of Sae's Shadow version. Not just her like her actual character, but her full, like the full body, like the transformation. Like when she turned into like her actual shadow. Oh,
you like the demonic version of her?
Yeah, they both look really, really cool. Except the metal boob looking things were kind of weird. Apart from that, it was good. I think she's probably one of my favorite character designs in the game so far.
That's actually one question I've got for you. What did you think of the boss battle?
I liked the boss battle. And I'm kind of glad that I read what was going on screen. At least, I say I'm kind of glad. I assume if I didn't follow the rules, something bad would have happened. Yeah. But playing it, like I jumped into it, and then it says like follow the rules of the game or something in the top right corner. It says like, abide by the rules. And she's like, there'll be no violence while we're doing gambling or like while we're playing the game kind of stuff. And as soon as she started rolling the roulette thing, I was like, okay, well, if it's saying to follow the rules and she's saying no violence, I won't attack her then. And I just used like a whole round of stuff to heal up or use buffs and debuff her.
Yeah.
And then, when it came around, like I saw the little glass sheet over the number that was stopping us from winning. So, I was really fortunate in that fight that I had, again, like the persona for Senpai with the physical damage reflection.
Yeah.
Because again, like physical attacks, as soon as she attacked me, it's just like it just reflected straight
Ching,
back.
Bang.
Yeah. It helps out so much. I want to find, as I'm learning different like boss fights and different other personas to fight against, I'm being smarter with who I pick to reflect and absorb damage. Yeah. And it's helping out so much. I'm getting, our arsenal is very well equipped now.
I love it. And as you can hear Ruby in the back celebrating or something.
Sorry about that.
Doesn't matter, who cares? Oh man, Holmesy. I'm so happy.
There's a lot that's happening, man. It's crazy. Dude,
it is you have no idea like how happy I am of how far you're into this game. Like you are now you are at the end stretch, and it's so good. You're like, there's two, I'll put it this way, there's two major integral parts now happening. You're at part 1 and part 2, and then as soon as you hit that midpoint of each part, you're going to be like, holy fuck. Like, this part you just hit was a holy fuck moment. But the next part you hit is going to be even like, oh god, it's going to be so good.
Yeah, okay. I'm excited. I'm keen to see more.
Yeah, oh yeah. This has been a great episode, dude.
Yeah, there's a lot. The next one's going to be even better. But the next one's got to be the wrap up. Surely it's got to be like the end. Like, because I don't think after today, I don't think I'm gonna not finish it. Like, I want to have it done by the next time.
So, how much time are you going to put into it after today?
Oh, I guess as much as I need to.
You really want the next episode to wrap it up, don't you?
Well, I don't want it to be wrapped up, but I want to see what happens. Like, I want it to be wrapped up for me, not for the show. I want to see what happens next.
You just want to know like what happens at the end.
Yeah.
Like a good game should.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, exactly. I'll put it this way. I said it last episode, there was going to be at least 3 episodes left. So we're at...
Well, this is the second episode.
This is the second. Is it the second?
Well, this is the second. Well,
no. I said this one. Yeah? No, I didn't say that one.
Oh, you meant 3 more after that, yeah?
No, yeah, so this is the first.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah, this is 1 out of 3.
Oh, damn. Okay, all right.
I think this will be like the first out of 3 that we have left.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh God.
Soon. It's climaxing.
Yeah, so unless you know what? Unless you get through this next one tonight, and it's like, yeah.
Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see how much I get done.
Well, we've got 3 weeks.
That we do.
We have 3 weeks.
Yes, we do.
Oh man, Holmesy. I got to tell you, man, I didn't expect this much to come out of you today, but
A lot has
Holy
happened.
shit. Yeah, man. So good. So good. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Thank you, everybody, for listening. If you didn't know, this has been Dash and Holmesy Take Your Hearts. Make sure that you follow Holmesy on Twitter at HolmesIn5. You can follow myself on Twitter at Dash Games. Make sure you follow Dash and Holmesy on SoundCloud, soundcloud.com/DashAndHolmesy. Also on iTunes and Spotify, where you can give us a cheeky 5-star rating. Also over on dashandholmesy.com, dashgamer.com, and 8bit.net. Every 3 weeks you can catch a new episode. Also, we'll be doing our Open Your Hearts episode real soon. We were planning on doing it this week, but we've both kind of had a little bit of time run out a little bit, so we're gonna plan it. It's coming soon. It's probably even next week or something. Who knows? We'll talk about it. But you can catch also myself and Buddy Watson over on Dash Culture every 3 weeks. I've actually got a sit-in this month for Mr. Dylan Blight. So thanks to Dylan over at the Explosion Network for filling in for me on Dash Culture. That's been really cool. But guys, until I see... Actually, quickly before we do go, Holmesy, have you got an idea of Seven Deadly Sins who Sae Niijima was or is?
I did. Is Envy?
You got it. So it's Envy. There you go.
Yeah. I think it came up in the trophy. It says something about Envy in the trophy for when I completed the palace. Yeah.
Okay, so you got it. The trophies do give it away.
Yeah.
There you go. Guys, we'll see you in 3 weeks. But until next time, much love.
Stay hungry.
dashgamer.com